They either loved it or hated it. I mean, sometimes you read some and you're like, holy shit, we're not that good. Relax, you know, like, come on. Best meal ever. Like, holy shit, that's too much pressure.
So you don't believe it was their best meal ever?
I hope it was, but I wonder how many best meals ever they had. When I grew up, and I was going to Greece every summer, one of my uncles was a fisherman, and we used to pick fish, catch fish, and we would sell them at pseudo tavernas, which are basically little taverns on the side of the beach. And we would always try and keep one or two for ourselves, but we would spend our days in pseudo tavernas. And so I grew up in those pseudo tavernas. There was something extremely, I mean, I was very fond of those places. And when I had the opportunity to buy my first place, it was a pseudo taverna. And when I started living on my own and started just cooking for myself, I hated it. Because there's something kind of sad at making just a meal for yourself. So then I would have people over because I didn't feel like cooking for myself. The whole process of having people over to eat, that really did it for me. It's the experience of the meal. And in Greece, basically every meal is an event in a way. I think at this point we reached a good cruising zone where we're not questioning all the time the concept, and it sort of became part of who we are. For a long time I would reinvent Greek dishes. But quickly I realized, I mean, I was selling it to customers that didn't know the original dish, really. So it was more intellectual than actually heartfelt. And we kind of moved away from that. And now it's clearly more ingredients based. And it's much more zen. And I just like the contrast of having an extremely elaborate dish on a table and then 2 grilled shrimps. There's something, I kind of just like the irony of having complicated and simple served side by side. I used to be a lot more stuck on the concept, but I realized after a bit of time that people don't want to eat a concept. People want to eat good food. You know, like people want things to be well seasoned, properly flavored, fresh, good. We end up working within the concept because my pantry is filled with Mediterranean ingredients. My fridge is filled with Mediterranean, you know, fig season, I buy figs. Artichoke season, I buy artichokes. You know, and you end up working with what you have because, I mean, at some point you can't buy every single ingredient in the world. So in a way, we always end up having a Mediterranean feel because we start off with Mediterranean ingredients, but I cheat. I definitely cheat. You know, 7 years in, we've learned how to explain it proper. And when people arrive and expect a more traditional frame, well, we'll give them a little bit of the grilled seafood, but we'll tell them, you know, try this also, this is okay. I mean, it's not traditional Greek, but you should try it, it's Greek flavored. I mean, we don't have souvlaki. That being said, you wouldn't see souvlaki in a pseudo taverna. Like in Greece, a pseudo taverna wouldn't have souvlaki. I mean, every once in a while, people expect a different type of Greek cuisine. I think what makes this like an homage to a pseudo taverna is more the general experience of coming, having a bunch of plates in the middle, sharing, having a grilled fish, having grilled seafood, having a couple of bites, drinking, having fun. That's more what makes it a traditional Greek restaurant than every single dish. I went to a very classic pseudo taverna in Montreal not too long ago, and he had the yuzu crab cakes. So, yes, everybody's cheating. So I mean, there's no yuzu crab cakes in Greece. Maybe now, but there wasn't in the past. We can't create those restaurants on the side of the beach that literally buy the fish from the fishermen in the morning and sell it in the afternoon. Geographically, it's not possible. What we can do is something within that spirit, for sure. But so for all intents and purposes, unless I move to Greece, I think we're gonna have to accept that there's a little bit of geographic differences. My name is Constant Mentzas. I'm the chef owner of Ikanos. All right, I talked too much. I'm sorry. Good luck editing that.